Hey, welcome to Sports Connection, brought to you by Corpus Christi Events Calendar and sponsored by our friend Mario at S2G Golf. If you are a golf fan or ever just want to go swing a club, go to S2G Golf. They're located on Airline. They have indoor golf simulators, food, drinks, fun for the whole family. Go check them out. Thank you, Mario. And I'm here today with the folks from EDGE Esports. We've got Rachel, Colin, Cannon, and Christy. We've got our director, our star pupil, and the sponsors. So let me start with you, Rachel. As far as EDGE Esports, I know it's got to do with video games. So tell us more about the mission behind EDGE.
Right. So EDGE actually stands for Esports Development Growth and Education Foundation. And we are actually a 501c3 nonprofit right here in Corpus Christi. And our mission is to use the interest of gaming and esports to show kids how that interest translates into STEM career fields and to show them college and career pathways, leadership training, and student wellness.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
My kid would be like, I get to play.
Yes, and it's fun. It's lots of fun.
Yeah. So like how long has the organization been around? Like when did you guys start?
Yeah, so we just finished our second year.
Second, who started this? Yeah, you did. What's your background like? What's your story here?
I mean, gaming background. I'm a real big Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh, this is OG right here. This is OG. Okay.
My daughter is also a big gamer.
Okay.
Since about she was 12 years old, she wanted to compete. We couldn't find anything in Corpus Christi.
Right.
So we kept looking. And so finally, after a couple of years, I said, well, how hard could it be to start something? And actually, there was a little bit of a learning curve, but we did it. And we've had a fabulous 2 years, and we're growing and really looking forward to what we can bring to the Coastal Bend.
So I'm curious when you say, okay, there was a learning curve and you get started, but what's the first thing you did? Like, did you find a venue, start a tournament? What exactly did you do?
Well, I put out an interest form on Facebook just to see if anybody else would be interested in doing this crazy thing. And I got a ton of responses, including Cannon and his family. Right. And so we knew that we'd have enough kids to start something. So we just jumped in with both feet and figured it out as we went. And actually, esports is a proven educational model in introducing STEM to kids, and it's proven and been in existence for years all over the U.S. and all over Texas, but it's not something that was in Corpus Christi or the Coastal Bend. So we really saw the need for it. And once we saw how it impacted the students, we were like, well, we need to do more of this. We need to grow and expand so that we can offer the, I just messed that up. So we can offer these kinds of opportunities for kids here in the Coastal Bend.
So what did you do to kick it off? You hosted a tournament somewhere, or just like a get together? What did you do?
So we actually formed a competitive team. And enrolled in a statewide program. It's called the Texas Scholastic Esports Federation, and it's actually a UIL-based program. And so our students compete against students all across Texas, different schools. So, for example, when Cannon's having a match, he could be competing against a student at a school in Houston or Dallas or the Valley, El Paso, anywhere across Texas is who he's competing against. And then at the end of the year, the students, based on their rankings, get to qualify for the state championships, and that's held at Baylor University every year. And this past year, we had 12 kids that went to the state championships, but in total, there were about almost 1,200 kids from across Texas that attended the Texas High School Esports State Championships.
Assuming they get a chance to earn scholarships
Yes, most parents don't know about this. So, most parents have a negative kind of
rightfully so
about playing video games, but one of our missions is to educate parents and the public about how great video gaming can be for their kids, not just to introduce STEM and career fields, but college scholarships. Last year, there was more than $50 million available in college scholarships for esports at colleges. More colleges have esports programs that offer scholarships than there are colleges that have football programs.
I heard that. I remember, and this isn't even recently. This a while back, I remember seeing an episode on 60 Minutes that was all about college esports programs, and this was a while back. I want to say maybe 13, 14, 15 years ago.
Wow.
So I mean, like, it's been a big. And that was back then. I can only imagine how big it is now. So where do the kids compete? Like, do you have a facility, or how do you guys work that out?
Well, so right now we are using the space at one of our sponsors. So we do not have our own facility, and that's actually one of our big asks this year is to find our own space and maybe have a sponsor that would be willing to help us do that, or for donations. That's one of our big fundraising pushes this year, is to get our own space and our own facility.
Gotcha. So that brings me to the sponsor. So are they all hanging out at your house, or
no? We have lots of sponsors. So
okay.
Christi and her husband are two of the sponsors. Yeah. So
okay. So as a sponsor, how do you guys contribute to this? What do you guys do to help the program?
We began looking for some sort of like organized sport or group activity that you could be a part of, and nothing really seemed to fit. Kid is not a sports kid, right? He's a computer kid. He's a coding kid, very smart, but organized sports just wasn't his thing. But we wanted something that acted like an organized sport, taught the same values. We wanted teamwork, we wanted leadership skills, we wanted college prep. So we started looking around, and there was nothing. For years, there was literally nothing for kids like mine. And then one day I'm surfing the internet and I see a post from Rachel somewhere on Facebook. And I turn to my husband and I'm like, wow, our son would really love this. And there's nothing in Corpus like this.
Right.
So we checked it out. We had our son try out for the team, and then he made it. And then as Rachel was forming this group, it was brand new. We were like, this is something that we want to support in our city.
Okay.
There are so many children in our city, like my kid, who are looking for this sort of thing, and it doesn't exist. And now Rachel has it. So we wanted to support that one.
That's awesome. All right. And just so we can give you guys credit, what businesses do you own?
Yeah, my husband's business is Good Local.
Okay. Healthcare Reformed and Good Local. And when you guys come on the board to support, does that mean like financial support, or?
It's financial support from the both of our businesses, but it's also physical support. EDGE is composed of only volunteers.
Right.
So whenever we go do events, whenever the kids go do competitions, they need a lot of, so physical volunteering support too.
Right. How many kids do you have in your group?
Yes. So last semester we had 20
okay.
students. Yeah.
And I'm surprised that it's not more.
So we are limited on space, and that's another reason we need our own facility. We can probably expand a little bit more, but we are really at capacity, and we're concerned that we're going to have to start turning kids away because we do not have our own space. Yeah.
To what? Because I remember you came by to look at the building and we're in right now. What kind of space are you looking for, so that way we can get the word out?
Thank you. So ideally we'd like something anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 square feet, because we would really like to be able to offer like after school programs, summer camps, coding camps, those kinds of things in addition to our competitive esports program.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you working on anything right now, or are you sort of keeping your eyes open?
We're keeping our eyes open. It comes down to funding, because we're just a local nonprofit. And so we rely on the community and donations and sponsors. And, we've applied for some grants and stuff, and I understand that we're fairly new, so that may take some time, but, I feel like we really have a lot to offer the community, especially in the way of STEM education, because that's something that our community needs.
Yeah.
Is more kids getting the opportunity for learning those kinds of skills and then translating that into the workforce once they graduate.
Yeah, I just had a conversation kind of along those lines recently where, you know, obviously people are like, oh, there's too much screen time and da da da. And I'm like, totally agree, but everything's in moderation in my opinion. And I'd rather um take my son's interest in gaming, for example, instead of fighting with him about, you know, hey, go ride a bike or something. I'd rather he take advantage of his interest and get him to. I signed him up for a coding class, one of those ones that you keep seeing on social media, and I didn't like it. We're still looking for another one. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try another one, but especially in today's environment, like this is what life is about now. It's going to be about coding, AI, and you know, technology.
It's a digital work.
It's a digital workforce. God, I can't even speak anymore. But we need to prepare our kids for that. So regardless of our own personal opinions about, you know, I hate AI or whatever, I hate technology, period. That's just a reality.
That's the world they're living in.
I'm going to use my daughter as an example. She's 6, and I went to her class this past year as she was in kindergarten. And it was one of those days where you come in like career day.
Yeah.
So I was talking about AI because we do that here as well. But of course, I'm not trying to get all technical with them. I just had my little phone. I'm like, hey, how many of y'all know use AI? And like, how many of y'all know Alexa? How many of y'all know Sirius? And of course, hands up, everybody. Like, I'm like, okay, what do you guys use it for? We use it to cook recipes. We use it to watch TV, and so many things. And it even dawned on me, is like, this is what kids are growing up with.
Yes.
You can't, you know, I compare it to like the flip side, because we work with business clients in terms of generating AI agents for their businesses, where it's voice receptionists or workflows or whatnot. And one of the complaints we get is like, oh, well, there's some people just don't want to talk to an AI thing. It's like, okay, that's fine. But for every one that hangs up on you, that's 5 more missed calls that you didn't miss because it picked up, you know. And the fact that the old fogies or conservatives will not want to talk to you, but the kids today and just the younger generation in general are used to it. They expect it.
Right.
So I'm so glad that you guys are doing this and taking advantage of the video gaming to accomplish that. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to go back and talk about the scholarships a little bit more, because we actually had one student this past semester that was a senior, and she actually got a full ride scholarship to college.
Wow.
$106,000 value.
Whoa.
Yes.
Parents.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's start with
Just your video games.
What school was this?
Texas A&M Kingsville.
Whoa.
They have an esports team, and there's so many colleges in Texas and across like I said, that have esports programs, and they are looking for players and giving out scholarships. So she's just like any other athlete, like a football scholarship or a basketball scholarship. She's treated exactly the same as a student athlete. She has to keep her grades up, go to study hall, all that sort of stuff to maintain her scholarship. But yes, it's a full ride scholarship to play varsity esports.
So
it's fabulous.
That is so awesome. Now that leads me to Cannon. All right. So how old were you? Obviously it was recently. So how old are you now?
I'm 16.
16. When did you start playing with or getting involved with Edge?
I was 14 2 years ago.
Okay. And what was the game that brought you on?
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Yeah. He just said it like, yeah, that's
his game.
That's his game. So what was your thought process when you were 14? I'm assuming your parents said, hey, look at this, or how did you get involved?
Yeah, my parents just came up to me one day and was like, hey, there's this esports thing, and we know you like this game, so how about you join this and see, if you want to keep, if you want to play this competitively. And we went to the meeting, and yeah, here I am now.
All right. And I assume you dominate.
He's
but yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, so I'll brag on him.
he's like, I'm not doing that.
He's our best Smash player. Him and his team came in second in all of Texas this past year for the Texas Scholastic Esports Federation League. And personally, he did a national competition as well, and he came in third nationally
Wow. Like for your age group, or like it's just
of high school.
all of high school? That's crazy. Man, I'm standing in the presence of like greatness here.
It's heavily recruited by Cub Scouts.
That's awesome. You're gonna get a full ride too, bro. Yeah. So, when is that your only game that you play, or what else do you get involved in?
That's the main one that I'm good at.
Mhm.
I have also played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is also played competitively,
Okay.
but that's like a side game for my esports career so far.
Right, right. Oh, he sounds like an athlete. Yeah, like yeah, but like I'm a big college football guy, and so like you're just like, yeah, I played a little basketball too, and track, shot put, and like this guy. That is crazy. So, what kind of friendships have you made? I mean, obviously the game is one aspect, but I'm assuming you get to make a lot of friends too in the program.
Yeah, I would say that I'm friends with everyone, almost everyone there,
Mhm.
but I have two specifically close friends that we play pretty often.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the ones you don't like. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're not going to
So
call them out.
first,
What are you hoping to do with this? Like, you're really thinking, obviously, it's going to get you to college. What do you see beyond that? Like, what's for your future? Let's say you get to college. What do you want to study? And then even beyond that.
study probably coding, honestly, because
Okay.
I love games, and I've been wanting to like make them, but it's it's been too hard, honestly,
Hmm.
with balancing, school, practice for the game, and everything else. So if I could just like take a class on coding and
Hmm.
I feel like that'd really help, and I think it'd be fun,
Yeah, of course. And you're what, a junior now?
sophomore.
Oh, you're still a baby. There's 2 more years, and I'm curious because I'm thinking back to my reference of a college football guy, but like in high school, they've got a certain status. Like, do people know in your school that you're an esports god, or what kind
Um,
of interaction do you have in that regard?
I'm actually homeschooled.
Oh, you're homeschooled.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So you
But-
just got to deal with.
But let me tell you,
Yeah.
people know about Cannon
Mhm.
and how good he is. When we travel to tournaments and stuff, and just like we were at the state championships at Baylor recently, people came up to him and wanted to get his picture.
Yeah.
And shake his hand
Oh, that's
because they know how good he is, and they wanted to meet him.
Yeah. That reminds me. I just saw The Family Plan recently. You ever see? It's with Mark Wahlberg. You need to see it because for those of y'all that have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. He's secretly a super spy, and his family doesn't know it. His wife, his teenage daughter, his son, who's I think he's in college or something, and he's about to go into college, and his son is secretly a gaming god that his dad has no clue about. And then when they start running from the bad guys and they're doing a road trip across country and they stop in Vegas, there's a gaming convention and everybody's like, so and so's here, and they're like taking pictures and like, oh my gosh. So that's what I'm picturing with you now. That's so cool.
Not to that level, but
Yeah, he's being humble, I can tell. Yeah. So and you mentioned is it a boy or a girl? A boy. Okay. And how old is he? 11. Okay. And where's he in his journey on this?
So he's in the very beginning, but he's already joining esports has changed him a lot.
That's good.
It is that sports team, that organized sports dynamic
Right.
where he's getting to work with other people now. He's found like his people is what I call them.
Right.
And he is so excited about his future. We actually just got back this weekend from taking him to a video game coding camp. So he's interested in that now because he didn't know that was an option before.
Right.
He never knew that he could, grow up and be a video game coder. So seeing him progress throughout the past couple of years that he's been with Edge has been really amazing, truly.
That's awesome because my son also has behavioral issues, and that's why I was touching back on what I was saying earlier about working with that interest, because prior to that, one of my early things I would do is like take his tablet away, and now it's more like, okay, working with him, okay, you get so many hours, you get this or that for doing your chores, and then, like I said, trying to get him into the coding class that we tried. But
productive.
yeah, I see that his behavior's improved, because before then, take his tablet away, the Hulk meltdown, and I'm assuming you've seen the same kind of positive.
Yeah. So to be very honest, but I told my son, like, let's just check it out. Let's just go see what it's like. And it is not getting your kid and sitting them in front of the screen for 5 hours.
Right.
It is very structured. It's very strategic. It's very, teammate needs this sort of help. How are you going to help them? Right. There's a lot of strategic problem solving that goes on. So even though he was, technically in front of the screen for the time that he's practicing Edge, he's learning, he's building social skills, he's building leadership skills, he's building communication skills. And for a child like mine who struggles with that naturally, it was amazing to have that avenue, because if I put him in anything else, like I threw him outside and told him, hey, go do baseball, it's going to be an instant meltdown, right? He's just not the kid that's going to be in the sun and all the noise and all that.
Right.
So this was just an incredible avenue. Those skills using community.
That brings up a question as far as, okay, maybe Cannon, you can touch, or and of course you, let's say, what's again? Those titles all get mixed up in my head. What's Smash?
Smash.
Okay. Let's say you've got you play as a team, I'm assuming.
And
Okay.
solo.
And solo.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, like you were touching on how he learns how to play. How do you do that? Like, because I'm just picturing kids, okay, go ahead and play. Da da da. How do you actually learn from that? Like if you're teaching a new kid in the program, what are they learning and how?
So in the game, there are so every character in the game is different, and they all have they all have their own unique moves, which have different properties and stuff, right? And even beyond characters, there's tech or like techniques for everyone, which is like advanced stuff that every character can do, and they can learn that, and just learning that will help them. Like,
and I'm assuming they learn like strategy and, like you said, teamwork, how to work, because I'm the old D&D nerd in me is coming out. Like kind of like what you were saying, I'm thinking, okay, that's a cleric, that's a thief, that's a
exactly.
palette. But you know what I'm saying? They all have their own powers and weaknesses, and I'm like, okay, we got to have this kind of team and da da da. So that's kind of what I'm picturing in my. Again, it's the OG in me, kind of trying to understand this. So, like you had mentioned, going back to like your space is a big issue. So like not turning away kids. How do you evaluate who comes on board now?
Well, we do have tryouts. Tryouts are coming up in August. And it's a commitment to join the competitive program. So kids do come try out, and we see their skill level, and then we pair them with comparable skill level players that are already on the team. But like I said, we'd like to expand that to also having like a recreational league and summer camps and coding camps and things like that, so that we don't have to turn kids away.
So you don't have a rec level at this time. It's just competitive. Okay. And then what do you do for the tryouts? They have to play against Canon or Okay. Oh, I could just see him like licking his chops and all right, let's see what this kid's got. You know.
Coaching goes, we also have a collaboration with Texas A&M University Kingsville at their esports program, their Coach Stephen Peterson. And so we've done a great collaboration where their players will come coach our players, or our players will go down to Kingsville and their esports lab and get coaching there. And it's been a really great collaboration so that our players can get that next level of coaching and improve that way.
That's so awesome. I already know we've got to do a future episode with the Tamuke people.
Yes.
Because I'd love to expand on this subject and see what they're doing on the collegiate level, because that's fascinating. Like I said, easily 15 years ago, I saw 60 Minutes and it was huge, and I'm like, God, I'd love to see how big it is. And I even then on that episode, they were talking about like these massive scholarships, like the one you mentioned. I'm like, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, we need that here.
Yeah.
Coastal Bend, because so many other cities in Texas have that, but our kids don't have that. So that's why we started EDGE.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me do something fun with you then. I'm gonna stick at the cannon here. Okay. All right. Just for fun, I would like for you to name like your 3 favorite games to play.
3 favorite games to play.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy. So number 1 is Elden Ring.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
You want me to like explain the game slightly?
No, just go for it. Yeah.
Number 1, Elden Ring.
Or tell me why you like it.
It's open world. It's the environments are like beautiful. The gameplay, the combat, everything is just like so well made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So number 1 game.
Okay.
Number 2 game, probably Dark Souls, the first game. Pretty much the same thing as Elden Ring, but it's old, so it's not as good. Then third is probably Cuphead. Have you heard of that?
Well, how do you spell it?
CUP head.
Cuphead. Okay. Just like it sounds. All right. Good. All right.
It's a platformer, but drawn in the style of like a 40s cartoon.
Okay. That's cool. It amazes me how advanced games have gotten, compared to like you're like on my level, but you remember what, like those old arcade games? Remember that Dragon one? That was kind of like an early, again, the D&D nerd in me. That one and Galaga and all, and then these games are crazy. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah.
So we do focus on the games that are played in college, so that our kids have the best chance of getting those college scholarships. So none of those games are played in college, but they're fun for sure.
Yeah.
At least I don't think but there's other games like Call of Duty that gets played in college, but not at the high school level. But we also offer Fortnite.
My son would love
Yeah,
that.
Fortnite, Street Fighter. There's some other games that we could offer if we had enough student interest, if we had enough students to make the team, like Valorant and Rocket League, Marvel Rivals. I'm trying to think of others that I forgot. There's a few others.
What's the age range for your team?
Yeah, 13 to 18, middle school to high school.
Middle school to high school.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that you don't have like dozens of kids in on this. I mean, I really do.
Well,
is it just a matter of awareness?
Well, I guess we are busy trying to increase awareness about our program, but it's also a space issue.
Oh, yeah. So you can't really promote it yet.
Well, if we can get a sponsor or a grant behind us that will allow us to have a facility of our own, then we can just, we could do so much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys reached out to like the folks at Majesty Outdoors? Yeah, I just went to the Flower Bluff Business Association meeting over there. First time I've been in their facility, and they're a nonprofit.
Okay.
You should go check them out. Just letting you know. Hey, Majesty, I'm giving you a shout out. So great great facility, by the way. So I think that would be a great partnership,
Thank
or at
you.
least just start
Okay.
talking to them, see what's up. But now you mentioned, okay, beyond the gaming aspect, this is basically part of the STEM curriculum,
Correct.
like you said. Like, what do you see for the program in terms of really expanding on that aspect of it? So it's not just all about the games.
Right. I mean, so 85% of kids, teenagers, already play video games, right? So 97% of boys, 75% of girls. So we take that statistic and turn it into a positive and show kids that their interest in gaming can translate into all these other STEM career fields, and they didn't even realize it. So every semester we have implemented a survey for parents and students, and survey results said they're pretty impressive, but kids come in because they think it's fun and they want to play video games, and then they leave with all this knowledge of they didn't even know that this connected to a STEM career field. So so the STEM career interest jumped 175% among our students. So and then other stats, 266% increase in communication and confidence in communication. 175% increase in college interest. So a lot of kids come in not even thinking that they're going to go to college.
Right.
And then they see all the college connections and pathways and opportunities, and now they're hopeful that they're going to get to go to college.
I mean, like, I get to go to college by playing Smash.
Yes.
I mean, like, yeah, of course, that makes sense.
So yeah, we get to show them all the connections that their interest that they already have and love opens up in their lives.
Right.
And a lot of people don't see that.
I wish you guys were a little bit more into it, because I would love to hear the stories, and hopefully we'll have you back in the future after a few years where we're like, okay, let's some of the success stories about kids that got to college and what they're doing now. I can only imagine that's going to be amazing. Yeah. So a topic that I think we should touch on is, what about like online safety? Because obviously a lot of these kids are playing online, and like that's a big topic for me and my son. It's like, don't give out our address, or like that you don't know this person, and then he thinks that's my best friend. I'm like, what's his name? I'm like, come on now. Do you guys touch on that in the program at all, or?
We definitely take safety very seriously. The league that we play through currently, Texas Scholastic Esports Federation, uses an online program for their competitive league. It's called Play Versus, and Play Versus is very
It's a closed system.
It's a closed system.
Okay.
It's very locked down. So every coach in the platform is vetted first before they're approved.
Okay.
And then obviously every coach brings their players to the platform. And so, for example, when our players having a match against a school in Houston, there's a lobby where they can chat with the other player, but we as coaches are also in the lobby, and the other coach from the other school is also in the lobby. So we're monitoring all communications and making sure that everything is up and by the rules, and that everybody is being sportsmen and behaving correctly.
That's good to know. You mentioned the tournament, so I want to ask Cannon. All right, you've been to tournaments, I'm assuming. Okay, so like in Houston, or where else have y'all been?
We've been to a lot of places.
A lot of play. Okay.
Dallas, Houston, Austin, Baylor, Victoria even. And we had our first tournament here in Corpus last March. We paired up with A&M Kingsville and the Educational Services Center Region 2 and had our first tournament here.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so we're hoping to do that again.
That'll be fun. My question is, like, describe the tournament experience, because I'm picturing the movie I mentioned earlier, and like walking in and matching jackets and like, yeah, we're about to throw down, and
A little bit, honestly. But it's very at least for me, I get very nervous at the start of a tournament because I want to win, but I feel like I'm just gonna lose like
Mhm.
immediately. So I gotta like play my first match, then I gotta, and then I get better.
Get the jitters out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're number 3 in the country, right? I'm not sure why you're scared, but everybody else is probably shaking in their boots when Cannon. And that's, by the way, that's a great gaming name already. That is. Do you have a gaming name? What is it?
Cannondorf.
Cannon. Oh, that's nice. D&D guy approves. Yeah, yeah. I like that name. All right. So, is there a lot of trash talking and stuff, or is it just all fun and games?
Our team, we don't trash talk to other schools. I mean, we trash talk to each other. Like,
Okay.
Every sportsman.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But some schools have talked trash to us.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious. What would they say?
Like the game was like, so you can't have any like almost any lag, right? Or anything that causes lag for the online matches. And we would say, hey, there's lag. And then they'd be like, just play it out, just play it out. Like, you guys are gonna lose anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, Not like you guys are trash. But
Right.
like,
It's just game talk.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Head games.
Yeah. I'm just picturing. I'm picturing more bloody carnage kind of stuff.
Speaking of the tournaments,
Yeah.
some of them are very small. Maybe there's like 40 or 50 kids competing, and then others like Baylor, the championships, there's 1,200 kids. But also Cannon and a couple of his other teammates were invited to play at DreamHack in Dallas. I don't know if you're aware of what DreamHack is. Okay, so DreamHack is the world's largest esports tournament.
Okay.
And they started a high school program. So he and 2 other kids got invited to compete in the high school program last year. And but it's also a professional esports tournament. And some of the prize pools for some of those professional sports are all the way up to like $2 million.
What?
Yeah.
I need to start playing.
Not in the high school program, but some of the professionals, yes.
That's crazy.
And did you know that Fortnite, this blows my mind every time, but Fortnite is actually in the Olympics now.
No way.
Yes, esports is an Olympic sport now.
Whoa. I gotta look that up. Like, is it just Fortnite or just esports in general?
It's esports in general, but they're starting. So now
Wow.
there is an esports Olympic committee for the
wow.
US and all.
That makes a lot of sense why the colleges are getting into that, that.
It's all getting structured and all aligned for, the pathway Olympic.
That is crazy. Wow. I know this guy's going to be in the Olympics someday, and I hope so. I would have saved this episode. Like, yeah, he was on our show when he was a pup. Um, that is so awesome. So, what would be your ask right now? Obviously, sponsor, and can we put a number on it? Like, what do you need to get a facility and get to reach your goals here?
I mean, I'd say a bare minimum 60,000.
Okay.
Yeah. 100,000 could run our whole program for a year.
Okay.
But every little bit helps, even
Right.
even smaller, $500 donations or $100 donations. It all adds up, and it
Right.
all goes towards helping these kids and making sure that that we can provide these opportunities and not have to turn away kids.
Right. No, that's great. I'm wondering if, and I'm saying it out loud here, if like some of our local industries, like Exxon, Cheniere, especially considering the impact that this has. It's a nonprofit. It's actually leading to education, scholarships, the Olympics. I'm like, come on now, 100 grand is a drop in the bucket for some of these companies. I would think so. Yeah, I'm saying it right now. For those of you that I know, hopefully you guys are paying attention and we can get something stirring here. But is there any other last thing that you'd like to share about Edge and the kids and sponsors, of course?
I would say come out and see us at some of our upcoming events. We're going to be at the Corpus Christi History and Science Museum at the STEM Day by the Bay. That's on July 25th.
Right.
And then we're going to be at the mall, back to school event on August 8th. So you can come out either one of those events and challenge Cannon to a game or the players. And then, yeah, if you're interested in joining Edge, definitely try out. Visit our website. It's edgeesports.gg. And then just to put it out there that this can be a really positive, life-changing course in a child's life. And that, esports is the vehicle, but student transformation is the outcome.
That's it. I'll certainly have the links on the episode description, so you guys can click right over. And Cannon, anything you want to say to people out there?
You should come and fight me.
Oh,
The challenge.
yeah. Cannondorf is calling y'all out. He's not done. Go for it.
I think you'd like esports if you haven't tried it yet. Yeah, just come and try it. See if you have fun.
Yeah, that's good. Anything you'd like to share?
Just as a sponsor that this group of kids in particular are invested in a community, that they have the potential to have like this wonderful output. Like, as you're saying, like all the industries here, these kids are primed to become engineers, tech, STEM. They're primed for that. So investing in them now and teaching them about the career pathways that they could have is really important. Good investment for any business.
Absolutely. That's a great point. So thank you guys at EDGE Esports, Rachel, Cannon, Christy. Again, if you guys are interested, go to their website. It'll be in the link description included on here. Shout out to Mario at S2G Golf for sponsoring the Sports Connection. And as always, go to the cceventscalendar.com to check out everything that's going on in the area, including the events that they've got coming up. Okay. See y'all soon.